you're not getting into that space, then you're slowly getting extinct. This leads us to the very first conversation of the day with Dr. Wale Akinyemi. It's time for Advice Circle. Good morning, Wale.
Good morning. How are
I am fantastic, sir. Good to see you.
you? Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for being part of the family.
Uh,
Sorry?
I said all the hard work.
Absolutely. That means
Well done. Well done.
thank you. And this means that every single morning when we wake up, we are impacting lives and that they're choosing us every day. And I just want to thank you for, sharing your morning and your wisdom with us. So we don't take that for granted as well.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
A conversation last week and we talked about change, and life in itself changes, and that with the seasons we also need to change, and that if we do not change then we're becoming irrelevant and slowly getting extinct. And you gave us an exercise to look at 2 years ago and 5 years ago, and if I'm not laughing at some stupid things I thought made sense then I haven't moved on, that I haven't changed. And today I am eager to see where this conversation takes us.
Well, thank you. The same trajectory. And the first thing I'd like to say is that last week, life doesn't change if thinking does not change. So your thoughts were that wrong. And think, no matter how powerful the hardware, outperformed by. And the great news is that you have control
Ali, I'm losing you.
now.
I'm losing you a bit. And maybe the gallery, you can tell me, is the sound clear from downstairs? Can you get it?
I'm hearing an
Wale, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Now you're clear. Let's get back to it. I'm sorry about that.
All right. So I said that thinking doesn't change. I said your thoughts are that run your life. No matter how powerful software, output is determined by software. And the good news is you have 100% control over software. Now, a lot of belief systems that form our life were formed when. And let's break it down. For most people, thoughts about were planted when we were 5 for most people. I remember hearing, oh, money does not grow. I think I'm Rockefeller. I'm this, So we grew up with that mindset. The thoughts about were planted or relationship. I had a who couldn't find love. Yes, I wanted to be in a relationship, but no guy was good enough. Now, going back to childhood, it was discovered my dad always said, you will never find the world who loves you. Now, it was an innocent statement, but it was costly because she went out with that software. Nobody can love my dad. And so she begins to look for the dad in the guys. And so really, no man, he's already been qualified. Right? So we pick gestures. There are things we hear, things, we have to be careful about what we allow in. because they become the thoughts, and thoughts become things in our lives. We all want to live an abundant life, but there can be no abundant life without an abundant mind. What have you about certain things? What have you heard about relationships? What have you thought about relationships? What have you said about relationship? Therein lies the answer to your relationship situation. What have you heard about prosperity? What have you thought about it? What have you said about it? Therein lies the answer. All right. We need to be brutally honest with ourselves. If it's not working, we need to look inwards, not look for who to blame. If you don't like the fruit, you change the seed and by extension, the root. All right. You don't fight the fruit, change the root. One of the deceptions that has kept many people stuck is the deception that they can change their life without changing their thinking. Look, so rather than embark on this journey of change, many even lie to themselves to cover up what they really want. It's a form of reverse psychology where they are covering up what they really want. I've heard people say, oh, there's no point in flying first class because after all, the front of the plane and the back of the plane arrive at the same time. Now it sounds okay, and I understand where someone is coming from, but I've not seen that person that will be offered to fly first class and say, no, 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 I don't want. After all, the front and the back arrive at the same time, you know? Or I don't want to do it because I like to mingle with the people in the economy, or I prefer to live in a crowded place because I hate quiet, places, and you never know when you will need someone's help. You hear all these things, or, oh, I don't want to have children because, it's going to affect, look, we hear all these things. When you hear a lady say, no man can truly understand me, and then you get upset when no man understands you, or you are a guy who's running on the software of no man can ever understand a woman. And then you get upset when you go through successive relationships and you don't understand anybody. All right. Or maybe you were once in a hurt relationship and then you tell yourself, you don't really want a relationship because you won't have the time to commit, blah, 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 blah. You hear people say, oh, I don't want to have too much money. It has messed people up. Now, my question is, why are you identifying with the people that were messed up? Why can't you identify with the ones that were not messed up? And I've discovered, have you noticed, is the people that don't have that are the best at telling you about how money messes people up. So my assignment for you today, because tomorrow I'm going to look at how people get themselves stuck in cycles and they just repeat cycles over and over and over and over again. But before we get into that, examine your life. Identify the narratives you have embraced to cover up for what you really, really want in life. There's no human being that does not want to prosper financially, that does not want love, that does not want a great relationship, that does not want the fine things of life. There is no human being that does not want that. Now, it is a defense mechanism when you pretend that you don't want it. Whereas there are simple changes we can effect in your software, in your belief system, that can alter that so that you will be fruitful at work, have meaningful relationships, and live the life of your dreams. I can testify, and I have so many people that have gone through some of these programs we run, that you can live a life at the center of your dreams. You can live a life at the center of your purpose, where your dream and your reality have merged into one. That's where we want to be. Don't listen to the narrative that that's not possible. And this is not positive thinking or positive or that. No, this is reconstruction of belief systems, reconstruction of mindsets. Once that is done, you see, so we are not fighting the results in your life. We're not fighting, we're not telling you, oh, dress properly, do your makeup this way so you can have a good relationship. We're not talking all that. Because if you do all that and you still have the wrong mindset, it will not change anything. So we are not fighting the fruit. We are changing the roots. So tomorrow we'll continue.
Absolutely. I think this ties in with something that you said last week as well, that you might be praying and hoping. Can you hear me, Wale? Can you hear me now?
Now I can.
It ties in with something that you said last week, that you could be praying and hoping for, bigger things, for better things. You could be hoping and praying that you win a lottery. But when that happens, then if you haven't changed your mindset, then even that is something that you will not be able to understand or to handle at that point. Wale, you cannot hear me. Can you hear me?
I try my best to hear you, but it's not working. Can you hear me?
Right down, Wale. Now you're back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay. So what I was saying is, whatever you just said ties in with something that you said last week about how you could win a lottery, you could pray for big things to happen your way, and when that happens, if you have not reconstructed your belief system, if you have not changed your mindset, then you will not be able to handle what has been gifted to you or given to you, opportunities that you have walked into.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, a lot of counseling deals with the fruit, not with the root. And that is the problem a lot of people are having. So people have done, everything they've been told. Where relationships are concerned, they've done everything. They've talked about, how you dress, how you package yourself, learn how to cook, and all these funny things, People have done that. Nothing has changed. Financially, people have been told so many things, this investment plan, this one, but nothing changes. Why? Because life is always going to respond to the mindset. And that's why we need to reconstruct thinking. And that's what I do for it. Reconstruct.
I am super impressed by this conversation, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow as well. I think we should set aside some time to talk about what you do with Reimagine Africa. Maybe another day, not today. Our time has run out. Social media handles Dr. Wale, and Facebook, and Nuria as well.
Yeah. I'm on Twitter. Is a place where you normally get my thoughts every morning, at Wale Akinyemi. On Instagram, Real Wale Akinyemi, and on Facebook, The Street University. That place, you will get a lot of content that will really help you. All right. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Dr. Wale. Asante sana.
Thank you.
And on that note, we're going to take a very short commercial break. We will be right back. This is Full Circle with Mwikali.